Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, I'm going to give you guys my first impressions, my first test drive of the NIO ES8. So you guys have been asking me for this car for months now, and finally I have one on loan from NIO, but I only have it for a few days, and I picked it up late in the day today because, well, they didn't have a car available before late. So I basically have 2 days of testing, even though I'm not going to have the car for 3 days. So today we're going to do the first impressions video. Tomorrow we're going to do the motorway range test, and then on Friday I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. I only have half a day of testing, maybe show you guys some of the interior and some of the infotainment system. So guys, be sure to hit that like button down below for finally having this car on loan. And also, if you don't want to miss out on the upcoming videos on this car, hit that subscribe button and also sound that notification bell so you get a notification when those videos go up. So before we set off, I just want to say a few things about this car. So it is a huge SUV. It's a 3-row SUV. It's more than 5 meters long, almost 2 meters wide, 1.76 meters tall, and has a wheelbase of almost 3 meters. This is a big electric car. It slots somewhere in between the BYD Tang and also the Hongqi EHS9. So this is a big car, and it feels big on the inside, on the outside. When you're driving it, it feels like a very big car, but it is very spacious in here. You do sit high from the road and also high in the cabin, and even though I'm sat quite high, you know, in the seat, I do have a bunch of headroom. So this is an impressive car with room for the whole family. So today's video is going to be kind of a one take. You guys may know that I had surgery just a few weeks ago, knee surgery, so I don't have the same working capacity as I had before surgery. I don't have the same mobility and ability, so the video quality isn't going to be as high quality as it has been in the past for the next few months, just because, well, I'm not able to get the same shots and I don't have the same energy to edit and push out as many videos. So hold on with me guys for the next few months, and I hope you guys like this style of video. So last thing, NIO is quite special in the EV space because they have this battery swapping technology. So you can swap the battery in this car at a battery swapping station. There is only one station here in Norway. I guess they're going to build more stations. So when you buy this car, this is the signature version, top of the line with the winter wheels and a tow hitch. It is 650,000 kroner here in Norway, about 65,000 euros. And then that is without a battery pack. So you can buy the battery pack separate with the car. That's 160,000 kroner or 16,000 euros. Or you can lease it for 2,000 kroner per month or 200 euros. So depending on how long you're going to keep the car, well, it is a calculation that you guys will have to make into your economy. But there are rumors that there will be a 150 kilowatt hour battery pack for this car in the future. So this car has the 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is 84 kilowatt hours net. So yeah, quite a big battery pack. The WLTP rated range of this car is 500 kilometers, which sounds very impressive for being this large of a vehicle. And frankly, well, I don't believe that. We're going to do the testing tomorrow, so we'll see. This car is on 21-inch wheels. It also has dual electric motors, 544 horsepower, and does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.9 seconds. So it's quite quick. So yeah, we're going to take this thing out on the road now. And as I said, this thing is the signature, which is fully equipped. So before we get on the road, we're just going to turn on here around its icy parking lot where I've been getting some exterior shots. 360 camera, which is really nice, bird's eye view, and the interior is very nicely appointed. I mean, there's leather everywhere. Again, this is the top trim. You have leather on the dashboard, on the center console. I mean, the quality of leather is okay. It's not the finest, but again, this is not a very expensive vehicle. So it looks nice. It feels nice. The switchgear is more reminiscent of something you would find in a Kia Hyundai. So, I mean, the switchgear isn't premium, it's more like mid-tier, but the build quality, the materials here is really nice. And this seat here is also very soft leather. I think these are ventilated and also heated. Thank you. So, NIO gave me very little information about this car before picking it up. And frankly, I haven't had the time to read up too much on the information here. But riding here, I think it is on air suspension because the suspension setup is very comfortable and the car is very quiet. And once you get used to the size of it, I mean, it's easy enough to drive because it's quite a square shape. So talking about shape and talking about the exterior design, that may be the least favorite aspect in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the exterior styling of this car. I don't know, it's not offensive, it's just a bit strange. Do I even prefer the Hongqi ES9? Yes, I do, and I'm not a huge fan of that car because it has that large and gaudy grille. BYD Tang, in my opinion, is much better looking. And what other cars do you have at this size? You have the Tesla Model X. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those cars. I mean, there's something weird about these large electric SUVs that they have to look weird. That is not the case of ICE powered cars, internal combustion engine powered cars, when they're large, because there are quite a few attractive large SUVs. And you guys know, who have been following the channel for a while, I love my large SUVs. I've had two Volvo XC90s, and I've also had an Audi e-tron 55, which is a large SUV, but it's a tad smaller than this. I mean, it's about a little bit shorter, but I mean, it's not as tall. This is a proper tall SUV where you sit high and you get, you know, that commanding seating position. So it may be just because I've been driving in my Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo for the past week, and in that car you sit very low, that I'm not used to this, but this feels very high. Is it as high as a Range Rover? I don't know, maybe. It feels very, very tall. So we're on here some back roads, some twisty roads here, and I have to say, for being this comfortable and this size of a car, body control is quite impressive actually. It doesn't move too much, and once you go over a bump, there's not too much suspension travel, suspension motion. So once you hit the bump, it settles quite quickly, and that is, you know, is a hallmark of good suspension tuning. But while going over this pavement, I do feel some shuddering in the chassis, some flex. You can hear some of the panels here, well, moving a little bit. But this car here is a car that's done 18,000 kilometers. So this is not a new car. Usually these press cars are brand new or almost brand new. This actually has 18,000 kilometers on the clock. So this car has been used. So yeah. Also, road noise, I mean, it's impressive. It's not the quietest. Is it as quiet as a big Audi e-tron? Well, I don't think, on these roads, it's probably as quiet. But once you get on a motorway, there is some tire noise from those big wheels. But again, I mean, they're big, 21 inches. I didn't see the width on them, but yeah, it's nice. And also one-pedal driving. So this is nice. A very nice one-pedal driving calibration. It's not the most aggressive, but it just feels very natural. You know, when you hop into an EV and you're not even thinking about the way you drive it, that is good calibration. Then the engineers have done their job. So steering wheel feels nice. This is two-spoke design. Looks very much like the one in the BYD Tang. You know, this Mercedes S-Class, last generation S-Class style steering wheel. And it feels very nice. The leather is soft. There's even leather on the airbag cover, which just makes it feel very luxurious. So I mean, it feels very luxurious. It does in general, but also you have some of the switchgear again that, you know, just brings the quality level down. I mean, it's like nice Japanese. It's not there at Lexus level, because Lexus would have nicer switchgear, and it's definitely not, you know, at a German level. It's not, you know, like an Audi e-tron or a Mercedes EQC, or even a BMW iX, but it is nice. And what you get for this price point, it is an impressive car for this price point. Even if you include that battery with all the paint color, I mean, the most expensive version of this is 850,000 kroners, 85,000 euros, but that is with the battery. That is with the expensive metallic paint option, that is with winter wheels, and also tow hitch. And this is a 3-row SUV with a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. My e-tron 55, the one I had earlier, that was 827,000 kroners and didn't have a panoramic sunroof. It didn't have cool seats. It didn't have, yeah, probably a lot of things that this car has. It was not fully equipped. I didn't have a leather option on the dashboard. I had the upgraded Nappa leather or Velcona leather, but this is nice. This feels, on the seats it's very nice, but on the dashboard it's not as nice. But I'm not complaining, because it's nice to look at and it feels it's nice. It's just not the highest quality, but again, you're not paying the most money for the car. So once you find this, good seating position, you guys can hear that? There's this strange sound at low speeds. Is it on the exterior also? Yeah. I find it a bit annoying when you go slow. Yeah, below 30 kilometers an hour. It's like, ooh. It kind of takes away some of that refinement of an EV, but I mean, some of these EVs equip their cars with that because of pedestrian safety. So I'm not complaining, but it's just something to note. But yeah, steering is very light. I mean, I haven't driven too spirited on a twisty road. You do have some drive modes down here. Let's go into sport. Does it become stiffer? Well, steering stiffs up a bit. And you also have this, I don't know, it's this figure on it's called Nomi. It's like this, no, we're going to go here. It's like this, I don't know, it's like this robot on top of the dashboard. It's very weird. And it makes noises, it moves around, it has eyes. It's just, I don't know, I'm not a fan of that. It's kind of a gimmick, but also it's kind of fun, it's kind of different. So I applaud NIO for doing something different. So we're going to take this car out on the motorway here, test out the acceleration. Again, this is a huge car. It's probably well over 2.5 tons. I didn't check the curb weight because the pink slip or the papers are locked in the center console here, and I just don't remember how to open it. Oh, we're gonna go this way, over here. Okay, we're not on the motorway yet. Okay, let's do an acceleration run here. Yeah, it feels fast. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 4.9, and also once we put it into sport, throttle calibration is better. Before that, it's a bit spongy. Like, it feels very like Asian. I mean, the way Hyundai and Kia calibrate their cars is very different to European cars where, I mean, like my Porsche Taycan I've been driving the last week, it's very directly connected. I mean, it's nicely weighted, the pedal, and what you get is very accurate to, or how much you press the pedal is very accurate to the actual amount you get. This just feels a little bit spongy and springy. It's not the most precise, but I mean, that's just the way they've calibrated this. And yeah, so I'm on a motorway now doing 100 kilometers an hour, and yeah, you do have some wind noise from the wing mirrors. You do have some tire noise from those big wheels. But in general, it is a very quiet driving experience. And this here, I don't think it is as quiet as an Audi e-tron 55. Let's put this back into comfort mode. Yeah, most definitely the suspension softens up. You have more motion. Put it back into sport mode again. Yeah, that stiffens things up. So I do think if it doesn't have air suspension, I think it at least has adaptive dampers. So there we go, guys. That was my first impression, my first test drive of this, the NIO ES8. So let me know what you think down below of this car in the comment section. Do you like the exterior? Do you like the interior? Are you considering this car? Do you like the NIO brand in general? Let me know in the comment section down below. My first impression of this car is that though I don't like the exterior styling, I do like the interior very much. I like the way it drives, and it is a big car. I mean, the packaging here is quite impressive. 3 rows, and it is really spacious. So like these other large electric SUVs coming out of China, the BYD Tang and also the Hongqi ES8, these big large SUVs, electric, are impressive. And they're a little bit of a different take on a large car than what we're used to from, well, the European. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.